20.
Last we left our heroes, they were interviewing the people of the Shanty River town in Elemenos' zone of truth. When suddenly, a masked man in bold clothing took off in an attempt to evade being questioned. Without any hesitation, the gang gave chase. Roll for initiative!
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and close that distance. I use my bonus action to enter into a rage.
Okay.
Because just, when they try to run. Yeah.
Really miffs you.
Yeah. And it's almost more like a dog chasing an ambulance kind of rage. Okay. You know, just I don't know why I'm so mad, but I might even bark a couple times.
You can see it happening to yourself, but you just can't stop it.
Yeah, and you guys see my eyes turn yellow and I get kind of bird-like for a second as my hair kind of bristles up and I'm going to try to grapple this guy.
Okay.
With my action. It's a 23.
You beat him, and dude is grappled.
Yeah.
He's grappled.
And I'm being like, calm down, bro. Calm down, bro. Calm down.
He can't even react. You just swatted on him so fast. Drew arrow.
I am going to run over to where Shump has the guy grappled and take out some rope from my adventurer's pack and tie the guy up.
All right.
Do I roll for...
Yeah, roll survival.
It's an 11.
You have an advantage, though, because he's being held down.
Well, that makes it a 23.
All right. We got a 23 rated knot. Mystery Man... His action, he is incapacitated and prone. The only thing he can do is try to get out of these bindings you put him in, and he is unable to do so.
That's right.
It is Elemenos' turn.
I say, drag that man over here into my zone of truth so I don't have to waste another spell.
Nobody uses quick.
Making excellent time in this encounter. You've subdued the man and bring him towards the zone of Elemenos' zone of truth.
Listen, I don't want to bring violence upon you, but let's just say I totally would actually love to do that. So why don't you just tell us the truth? What do you know about the bomb that went off?
He spits in your face.
Yeah, I backhand him. Give him the old...
All right, you do that. He takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I lick the spit off my own face and spit it back at him.
And he hisses at you.
I turn to Pudding. I say, Pudding, you know this guy? What's his deal? Is he always like this?
He says,
his name's what?
Yeah, this is Pudding Biafra.
Your name's Pudding, dude?
Giafra.
Giafra.
It's a very noble name.
Uh-huh.
And he'll... We do not turn anyone away, unlike those in the town.
Is his name Cupcakes?
I don't know what his name is. I've seen him around.
I say to the guy that's tied up, I say, if you cause the explosion, hiss at us or spit at us or do something aggressive.
And surprisingly, the writhing, hissing, spitting man stops.
Guys, he's innocent.
I'd like to investigate the man to see if there's anything unusual about him. Maybe he has some bite marks or, something.
He seems a little possessed.
Odd.
Okay, roll an investigation.
25.
Okay, well, you notice that there are unusually wiry furs, kind of growing where a man would normally have facial hair that almost look like whiskers. And he kind of reeks of the kind of shit that you encountered when investigating the open manhole.
Guys, I think we need to go down into the sewer.
Okay.
All right. So, wandering over to the manhole that Elemenos discovered while pretending to urinate, you open the cover, and there's a crudely formed ladder leading down into the putrid darkness, and you descend.
I say, smells like foop in here, guys.
And that's his turn.
It certainly smells of food.
Drew, I want to, for my action, cast Mage Armor on myself, and then I want to take the torch that I have lit and just kind of wave it and do a perception on the room.
Cool. Go ahead and roll your perception.
20! It's a natural.
All right, with your natural 20 plus your bonus for perception, you're able to illuminate the room enough to notice that you're standing on a small, like, gangway that's been carved of stone that is kind of surrounded by a moat of decrepit and disgusting putrid sewage and human waste. That kind of is just in different channels. You're pretty sure that this is like a combination of sewage movement and also like a septic tank kind of situation.
I'm going to cinch up my hood so that it covers my nose and mouth.
Okay.
I will investigate for rat traps or tracks similar to those that I saw on the surface.
Okay, roll survival.
I got a 9.
It is too dark, and there are too many other trace movements and debris for you to find the tracks that you previously found.
Despite my dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I will maneuver 30 feet, as is my movement.
I'm gonna running long jump across to right here.
Okay, what's your strength again?
20.
Okay, then you are more than capable of clearing that 10-foot gap. However, the stone floor is a little bit more slick than you anticipated. Roll a dexterity save. You narrowly escape slipping back into the putrid fluid in the moat below.
And then I look at her with a shrug, like, going the long way. In fact, I say, going the long way.
And then I have a bizarre sense of deja vu.
I will follow along with the light and ready an action that if anything pops out of anywhere that's not one of my friends, I will shoot them with the arrow.
I'm going to go ahead and move 30 feet, but this time I'm going to use an athletics check to do cartwheels all the way there. And then when I stand up, no matter how well I did it, I'm going to look at Shump and be like...
Okay, you gotta beat an 18 to round that corner while cartwheeling.
I did.
Damn, that's a natural 18.
I'm gonna step over here and I'm gonna... I guess there's nowhere to walk here, so I'm gonna lean out and look around this corner.
Roll a perception.
19.
19. Well, you are able to see that this pathway does not have a walking platform, but the moat appears to diverge into a T intersection about 10 feet beyond this corridor.
Okay, I relay that to my friend. It makes the shape of the T letter, the
T.
T.
Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, it's a T ahead.
Yeah.
I am not going in there with all my clothes on, and he's going to change himself into a giant toad.
I thought you were gonna get naked.
I thought he was too. Yeah.
And all my clothes and gear meld into my body, and I become a giant toad rabbit. What do I see?
All right, so looking in either direction, So I guess your vision would be obscured to about this extent, and you barely notice with your passive perception a small rat, just in the extent of your dark vision. Oh, and since you jumped in the poopy poop, got to make a Constitution save.
Oh, okay. It's bad, huh? 14.
You succeed, and you are not affected by the grossness of being in poop. All right, next up, Elemenos.
I'm gonna dash back through this hole.
Yeah, because the hole is difficult terrain, given that it is basically you have to shimmy and crawl through it. You only make it partially with your 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
I am going to put my toes on the edge of this little ledge and then try to tip forward to put my hands on the other wall and try to
It's a 10-foot gap, and you have to make a dexterity save for each of the 5 feet that you move from it. You slip and fall into the muck.
Yeah, it sounds like the largest dump you've ever taken. It's a real plopper right there.
Yeah, Shump was a dump.
Drew is seeing this rat creature. I'm gonna try to with just my eyes above the water, swim over to him as stealthily if I can.
Okay.
10.
You not so stealthily sploosh your way through the muck and the mire towards the thing. So what's your half movement?
It is 20 is half.
All right. So you make it within 10 feet of this rat, but it does appear to notice you, and it does react. Everybody roll initiative. Oh, before we start combat, I forgot to have you roll a con save. Shump.
All right. That is a critical fail.
Okay, well, you are effectively poisoned in disgust of being covered in just the rankest form of human shit and piss and rotting just
I don't think I
matter.
was able to close my mouth as I fell in. To the,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, so you will have disadvantage on saving throws and attack rolls. Also, in your movement, Drew, you've seen that this segment of the sewer ends in what appears to be a dead end. Cool. Well, with everybody's initiative, this rat is first to act. So the rat moves its way 15 feet down to the end of this corridor, and then inexplicably transforms itself into a half rat, half humanoid creature.
Oh, wow.
Oh
And it,
shit!
like-
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
You know, with ears grow,
there's no way to explain that.
and it looks at the toad in the water, clearly not fooled by your stealthy actions,
Yeah.
and it pulls a lever. And even though Elemenos, you're far away in a pipe, and Shump, you've just fallen around the corner into the sewage, you all hear the roar of liquid coming down some kind of a pipe as this creature retransforms itself into a rat and jumps into the sewage.
I'm hearing a roar of liquid. What's going on out there?
You guys can use reactions to answer.
I think I'm still underwater.
Ribbit.
Okay.
Guys.
Ribbit.
Unable to respond, you're left to guess at what the roaring noise is.
Why?
What's your passive P?
18.
18. You actually do notice that the rat jumped into the sewage right in front of you and is attempting to somehow swim underneath you.
I come up from the water or from the poop. I gasp for air. And I'm, guys, don't eat the poop. It's poisoned.
It's at this time, Shump, that you noticed sort of a grating, a porticulus style grating drops from the passageway that you were trying to follow Drew into that portion of the
Drew!
I continue through the pipe that I'm crawling through.
Okay.
And I come out in this room, I presume.
All right. Just with your dark vision, you're able to see that there is a whirlpool directly in front of you that seems to be draining down into a lower level. Make a Constitution save.
18 plus 3.
You are able to gather yourself and your Constitution enough to not become affected by this wretched, disgusting mess that you are surrounded by.
Yeah, I'm just kind of... I'm going to put on my ring of swimming.
Oh.
And I'm going to dive into the whirlpool.
Okay. You have enough action to put on the ring and then prepare yourself for a dive. You as well feel the movement of a small critter as it passes below your legs.
Make an opportunity attack at disadvantage. 13.
You also miss whatever is swimming past your legs.
It might have just been a turd, so...
It may have just been a turd.
So, yeah, I get out of the water, and I call to Drew, and I say, Drew, there's a gate!
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
I don't know how to ribbit.
Rip it. Rip it.
Yeah, it's metal. I don't know if I can just rip it.
All right. Well, it is now Drew's turn.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to see if I can also swim underneath this thing.
All right. Well, you are able to successfully use your movement to get back to this gate. This gate that you find is significant enough to pose an obstacle for a giant toad.
Does it look like a medium-sized creature could fit?
The holes are about 5 or 6 inches square.
I'm gonna use the investigate action, I think, to try to swim to the bottom and feel around for any, opening or...
There's no apparent drain nearby.
Yeah.
Elemenos.
I dive into the whirlpool.
If you dive deeper into danker depths of decrepit diarrhea, you are somehow able to withstand the incredible test against your fortitude, and you do not succumb to the poisoning effects of this sewage. But you do find yourself falling down and down and down some kind of drainage canal. Shump.
Not knowing the status of Drew, but knowing that he's sort of locked in here, I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to see if I can try to lift this crate somehow.
Make a strength check.
24 if it's an athletics.
Yeah, you can count your athletics.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in spite of being poisoned, you are able to summon the strength and actually lift this gate trap up.
Drew! I got the gate open!
Ribbit, ribbit,
Not
ribbit.
sure how much longer I can hold.
Drew, it's your turn.
I go through the gate.
All right. Elemenos, you are finding yourself coming to in a long corridor that's switched from being more of a vertical to horizontal. But you do hear what sounds like the sound of Shump and Drew. As Shump, you must make a dexterity save because you are met with a tidal wave of human excrement.
So I got 13.
You actually do get swept away. Drew, make your save as well.
Oh, shit!
I got a natural 20.
Ah, awesome. You hold your ground as Shump flows by you, getting caught up in this sector of the sewage. In being swept away, though, he does drop the gate, which seems to cut off some of the flow of the human shit and waste products. into this portion of the corridor.
Seems to be a constipating factor, would you say?
I would say that it's definitely a kind of blockage.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's really pinching it off.
Yeah.
I'd say.
The only thing I could ask is it turtling?
Shump, you find yourself kind of pinned against the wall as the wave of effluent subsides.
I spit some sewage out of my mouth, and I turn to Drew and I say, "How much were they paying us for this gig?"
Ribbit.
That's what I thought. And I look around and I go, "Elemenos!" And not seeing her anywhere, I guess I'll go the only way we haven't explored, which is through this tube.
All right. You encounter some difficult terrain as you crawl through the tunnel there, emerging in a small room that also has a pool of shit that is going down a whirlpool. Elemenos, you also hear your companions following you.
I call up to them. Hey, down here!
Ribbit?
Down the whirlpool!
From below the whirlpool, you hear the distant voice of Elemenos, and you can practically smell the stench of shit on the sound.
No, this sound smells like shit. Ugh. All right.
Oh, you two must make a Constitution save.
6.
Failed.
18.
All right, you succeed. You are poisoned, however, Drew. You are overcome by not just a gag reflex, but just your body wants to turn itself inside out in disgust. Should I assume that you guys commit to following your partner?
I go, I hope this isn't a talking portal that's tricking us. And I hold my nose and I dive in like Goofy. I get ready to dive in like Goofy in an old swimming cartoon.
All right,
And
you
I
guys
head first dive in.
both you and Drew jump into the whirlpool to meet Elemenos.
Can I make a roll to try to do a front flip and then,
Okay.
Straight down.
straight down?
Do athletics or acrobatics.
All right. 16.
You kind of do a pretty impressive one, but the splash is a little bit.
And no one sees it.
Yeah. Shump, Drew, you find yourself twirling down the drain, the poop chute, so to speak. And after doing some tumbling, dozens and dozens of feet downwards, to be washed out of a pipe.
Whoa!
Right next to Elemenos.
Hey. I see you made it.
How's your day going?
Pretty shitty.
We might want to pause here since we're starting. I want you to read right there. How long did it go before we ran out of battery? Or that ran out of space?
Like 38 minutes. Like that. Oh, without space? Oh, card full.
It said card full?
It says card full.
Go see where we ran out.
Yeah, it's been an hour.